You've probably noticed that artificial intelligence is pretty much everywhere now, right? It's helping us write emails, do research, even create some amazing art. It's an unbelievably powerful tool, but it's got this weird quirk, a tendency to confidently just make stuff up. So today, we're going to dive deep into this strange phenomenon called AI hallucination. All right, so here's the plan. First, we'll nail down what an AI hallucination actually is. Then, we'll look at some wild examples, both with text and with images. After that, we're going to get serious and talk about the real-world risks. And I'll wrap things up with a super simple safety check you can use anytime you're using AI. So, let's kick things off with a big idea, the confidently wrong AI. This really gets to the heart of the whole issue. So, can an AI be confidently wrong? The answer is a huge, flashing lights yes. And honestly, it's one of the most important things to get your head around with today's AI. They can sound so convincing, even when what they're saying is completely off the rails. So this is really the key. An AI hallucination isn't just a simple mistake. It's when the AI spits out an answer that is totally wrong or just made up, but presents it like it's a cold, hard fact. You gotta remember, the AI doesn't know it's lying. It's just playing a probability game, trying to predict the next best word or pixel, and sometimes that path leads it straight into Fantasyland. And let's be super clear here. This isn't the AI having some kind of creative moment or, seeing ghosts in the machine. Not at all. It's purely a mechanical process. The AI is just predicting what word is most likely to come next in a sentence. The problem is, sometimes the most likely path is also the most factually incorrect one. Okay, so that's the theory. But what does this actually look like out in the wild? Let's start with text, because that's where most of us bump into this stuff for the first time. Okay, check this out. Imagine you ask your AI assistant something like, "Who's the Member of Parliament for Calwan West in the UK?" It might spit out a very proper, very official-sounding name. The only problem? Calwan West isn't a constituency in the UK. The AI just grabbed a bunch of plausible-sounding words and stitched them together into an answer that is 100% fiction. Oh, and here's one that trips up so many people, especially students. You ask the AI for a source for your research paper, and boom, it gives you this perfectly formatted academic citation. It looks completely legit, right? But then you go to find that book or that article, and it just doesn't exist. The author, the title, the journal, all of it, just poof, made up from thin air. This is a classic, super common type of AI hallucination. Now, this one shows a slightly different type of error. It's more like generalization. So you ask for a biography of a lawyer who isn't super famous, and the AI might borrow some cool details from other famous lawyer bios it was trained on. So it'll confidently say they won a huge Supreme Court case that, never actually happened. But this isn't just a problem with words. Hallucinations happen with visual AI too. And this is where things can get even more bizarre. Okay, so let's take a really simple case. You have an AI system that's designed to recognize images, and you show it a photo of a dog. Seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it? But what happens if the image has these tiny, almost invisible patterns in the pixels? To you and me, we wouldn't see a thing. It would still look exactly like a dog. But for the AI, those tiny patterns are a massive signal, and they're enough to make it declare with absolute certainty that the image is a cat. The system is literally hallucinating an animal that just isn't there. Okay, so mistaking a dog for a cat is kind of funny. But let's raise the stakes. A lot. Now imagine an AI that's built to analyze medical X-rays, a tool designed to help save lives. The AI scans the image and confidently flags a serious disease. It's detected some pattern that its training has taught it to associate with a particular condition. But here's the terrifying part. The X-ray is perfectly normal. The AI just latched onto some random visual noise that meant nothing, and it hallucinated a life-threatening illness. This is where you see just how serious the consequences of these errors can be. And that brings us to the most important part of this whole conversation. Why does this actually matter? What are the real-world risks for all of us? Well, it matters because AI is being deployed right now in fields where the stakes are incredibly high. We're talking about legal research, medical diagnostics, financial trading. Just think about it. A hallucinated legal case could cause someone to lose a lawsuit. A fabricated financial report could tank a company. The risks are huge. And here's the psychological trap that gets us. The AI's answers are so smooth, they're written fluently, they have this confident tone, and we, as humans, are just wired to trust that kind of delivery. It makes it dangerously easy to be led astray if we're not being careful. So, what are we supposed to do about it? How do we use these incredible tools without falling for the fiction? Well, it really just comes down to a simple mental safety check. Here it is, your two-step AI safety check. First, always treat an AI's answer as a helpful first draft. It's a great starting point, but it is not the final word. And second, and this is the crucial part, for anything that actually matters, any fact, any date, any source, you have to cross-check it. Go find a reliable source or ask a human expert. And that really leaves us with a big question for the future, doesn't it? Because as these AI systems get more and more fluent, more and more confident, it's going to get even harder to tell what's real and what's not. So the real challenge isn't just about the AI, it's about us. How are we going to adopt our own critical thinking to keep up with it all?